Hello everyone, welcome back to the study of economics. In the last episode, we have completed the qualities of questionnaire as well as the types of questions. They are closed-ended questions and open-ended questions. In this episode, we are going to deal with new concept, that is pilot survey. Then what is pilot survey? And what are the advantages of pilot survey? A pilot survey is a strategy used to test the questionnaire using a smaller sample compared to the planned sample size. That means pilot survey is a strategy because to use to test the questionnaire in a smaller sample compared to the planned sample size. Once the questionnaire is ready, it is advisable to conduct a tryout with a small group. So that is called as pilot survey, or pre-testing of the questionnaire is pilot survey. So pilot survey is nothing but it is the pre-testing of questionnaire. That means here it is a tryout with a small group. This is what pilot survey. Then what are the advantages of pilot survey? So that we can see here. First one, the pilot survey helps in providing a preliminary idea about the survey. That means pilot survey is pre-testing of the questionnaire. So this pilot survey which helps to provide the preliminary idea, initial idea or initial steps towards the questions, so that we can try to avoid the mistakes. Thus pilot survey which is helps to get a preliminary ideas, views as well as thoughts of the questions. Second one, it helps in pre-testing of the questionnaire so as to know the shortcomings and drawbacks of the questions. As we know that in the first point, that is as we saw in the first point, pilot survey which gives the preliminary ideas. This preliminary ideas helps to determine the drawbacks as well as the shortcomings of the question. Thus pre-testing of the questionnaire which helps to know the shortcomings as well as drawbacks of the questions. Next, third one, pilot survey also helps in assessing the suitability of questions, clarity of instructions, performance of enumerators and the cost and time involved in the actual survey. That means pilot survey not only helps to know about the shortcomings as well as the drawbacks, but also it helps to came to know about what type of questions are suit and what are the clarity and what type of questions we can ask, and what about the performance of enumerators, and what type of and how much the cost as well as time will consume. So all this guidance will be provided by the pilot survey. Thus we can say that these are all the advantages of pilot survey. The next we'll discuss about the disadvantages of pilot survey. Then what are the disadvantages of pilot survey? First one, it can cause lengthy delays in the dissemination of research findings, because as we know that pilot survey is a pre-testing of the questions, so it takes too much of time as well as lengthiest process, so that it takes too much of time to find out the research. Second one, it is a time consuming process. In the first point only we observe that pilot survey is a lot of time consuming aspect, because it is what it is a process. And last one, there has been extensive debate as to how effective the peer review process really is in detecting errors in academic papers. This pilot survey, it is one of the this pilot survey, it is this pilot survey, the process really creating the mistakes or the errors in the academic papers, because it will take a long time as well as extensive debate. So that these are all the disadvantages of pilot survey. Another one concept, that is census and sample survey. First we'll discuss about census. Census or complete enumeration. Then what is census? Survey which includes every element of the population is called as census or the method of complete enumeration. Here we can say that in the census method, every informations will be collected, and each and every aspects will be collected by the researcher. As you know that, everyone know about the census method. So that everybody know about the census method. In the census method, they'll collect the each and every information. So this is what census method. Then what are the features of census method? That we can see here. First one, census method is the method of statistical enumeration where all members of the population are studied. Because we already know that in the census method, all the informations we need to collect. The researcher, they will collect each and every aspects of the information. That's why census method is a method of statistical enumeration where all the members of the population are studied. Then what is population here? Population refers to the set of all observations under concern. Here population means not only people but also the set of all the observations. Take for example universe. Universe means also population. So take for example, while conducting the survey like census method, we need to collect not only the members of the family but also we need to collect each and every members of the family's name, occupation, gender, literacy level, health condition, income, caste, religion. Every aspect we need to collect. So that every aspect is called as population. So the set of all observations is known as population. For example, if you want to carry out a survey to find out students' feedback about the facilities of your school, all the students of your school would form a part of population for your study. So that is what population. So group of students. So they will prepare themselves what feedback regarding the school facilities. So that is what population. Next we'll discuss about what about census of India. What about our country's census method? You may be familiar with a census of India which is carried out every 10 years. So this remember, so census of India which is carried out every 10 years. Here a house to house inquiry is carried out and covering all households in India. So this already you know that. Demographic data on birth and death rates, literacy, workforce, life expectancy, size and composition of population, etc. collected and published by the Registrar General of India. Then what are the things collected in the census of India? So these are the things, remember: death rates, birth rates, literacy, workforce, life expectancy, size and composition of population. So these can be collected by respected researchers as well as it was published by the Registrar General of India. in 1981 indicated that the rate of population growth during 1960s and 1970s remained almost same. So how can you know that in the 1960s and 70s population growth will be same? That is with the help of a census. 1991 census indicated that the annual growth rate of population during 1980s was, that is 2.14%, which came down to 1.93% during 1990s according to the census 2001. So this indications we can get through the help of a census of India. Next, we'll discuss about what are the merits of census method. First one, intensive study. Under the census method or census investigation, you must obtain data from each and every unit of the population, because the method of census, it is a study of complete enumeration. So that under the census method, here we can get each and every aspects, each and every informations from the population. So that's why census method is a method of intensive study. Second one, reliable data. Here the data that a statistician collects through a census investigation is more reliable, representative and accurate. Why? Because here we can collect the informations directly through the population by each and every aspects. That's why here data become reliable, accurate and representative. Third one, suitable choice. It is a great choice in situations where the different items of the population are not homogeneous. That means census method, it is much suitable in different items of the population. When the populations are not homogeneous, at that time this census method is a suitable choice. Next one, the basis of various surveys. Data from a census investigation is used as a basis in various surveys. That means the census method which helps to make investigation in various ways. These are the merits of census method. Then let me discuss what are the demerits of a census method. First one, cost. The statistician closely observes each and every item of the population before collecting the data, so that it leads a huge cost as well as the expensive. Because here researcher, he will collect the informations from the population by each and every aspects. That's why it is a expensive. Second one, time consuming. A census method is a method of complete enumeration. So when we make complete enumeration, it requires too much of time to complete. That means it is a process. A census investigation is time consuming and also requires manpower to collect the original data. That manpower is like a technical skilled person we require because to collect the original data. And third one, possibilities of errors. There are many possibilities of errors in the census investigation method due to non-response, measurement and lack of preciseness. While collecting the informations from the population, so we cannot get a good response as well as measurement and lack of preciseness, so that it will create the possibilities of errors. These are the demerits of a census method. Next, we'll discuss about another one, sample survey. Then what is sample survey? A sample refers to a group or section of the population from which information is to be obtained. See, census method means what? Collecting the information, means collecting the every information, complete enumeration. Sample survey means what? It is the group or section of the population from which information is to be obtained. It is not a method of complete enumeration, but here sample means we can take the informations by a particular group or a section of the population. So this is what a sample survey. You just observe in the picture. In this image or in this image, see population. So these many population means this is what census method. In this census method or in this population, we collected only 5 members. That is what sample. Okay, so sample means what? It is a collection of informations by the particular group or a section. And census method means we collect every information for every population. So this is what the difference. Then let me discuss what are the features of a good sample. For a good sample, what are the features are required? First one, a good sample or representative sample is generally smaller than the population. A good sample means what? Good sample is generally smaller size than the population. So population means what? Census method. Okay, so then only we can say that it is one of the good sample. So remember, a good sample which consists smaller than the population. Second one, it is capable of providing reasonably accurate information about the population at a much lower cost and shorter time. That means within a shorter period of time with a low cost, we can collect the information by accurate. Then only we can say that is good sample. So that it is capable of providing reasonably accurate information, means exact information about the population, that is by lower cost as well as within a shorter period of time. These are the two important features of a good sample. Next we'll discuss about the census versus sample. See here, suppose you want to study the average income of people in a certain region. According to census method, what will you do? According to census method, you would be required to find out the income of every individual in the region. First of all, you remember every individual. Okay, every individual in the region. Next step, add them up, and next third step, divide by number of individuals. And afterwards, you can get the average income of the people in the region. But this method, it takes too much of time as well as time consuming, along with that huge expenditure. See that this is one of the demerits. This method would require huge expenditure and large number of enumerators also require. Enumerators means those who collect the informations. So this is also required, so that it is not work out. This is what census method. Alternatively, another one method, that is in the sample method. You select a representative sample of a few individuals. Okay, so in that population, you can collect only few individuals from the region. Take for example, in the census method, if they collect the informations from the 10 members. Okay, 10 is a total number of people, average income in that region. Okay, in that 10 members, according to sample method, you can collect the income of only 2 members. Okay, now it is very easily you can collect the informations of that 2 members. Out of 10, you selected only 2 people's or 2 individuals information, then it is very easily you can identify the what data. The average income of the selected group of individual is used as an estimate of a average income of the individuals of the entire region. So that by the what only 2 individuals, by the collection of data from only these 2 individuals, we can recognize the average income of that region. This is what the sample method. In this 2 method also you remember, under the census method, if it is 10 individuals are there, you can collect each and every 10 members or each and every 10 individuals information also. But under the sample method, you need to collect only 2 people or 3 individuals. Okay, then it is easily identify the what average income of that particular region. And this can be examined with the help of a suitable example. First, we'll give one research problem. That is, what research problem? In this, according to this research problem, you need to make a separate population or census method as well as the sample. Okay, first you read out the research problem. What is that research problem? To study the economic condition of agricultural laborers in Churachandpur district of Manipur. So this is what statement or this is what research problem. Okay, what is that problem? Research problem what? To study the economic condition of whose? That is agricultural laborers. Where? That is in Churachandpur district of Manipur. Okay, this is what statement. Now, we need to find out census method with the help of census method and population. Now, how to find out the census method and population population method, that we can see here. Population or census method, we can say that all agricultural laborers in Churachandpur district. So why we use the word like all? Because all means what? Complete. It is the under the population or in the census method, we need to find out complete enumeration. So that we need to write the word all. Okay, all means every aspects we need to write. So that according to this research problem, how to find out with the help of census method or population method, that is by the way of all agricultural laborers in Churachandpur district. This is what population. Next, under the sample method, how to write this in sample method? That is in sample method, there is no need to find out every aspects or complete enumeration, but we need to find out some. Okay, that is what only 10% of the agricultural laborers in the Churachandpur district. See, only 10%. 10% of agricultural laborers in the Churachandpur district. See, in first census method or in population, here we observe that all agricultural laborers in the Churachandpur district. Okay, and under the sample method, we observe that only 10% of the agricultural laborers in the Churachandpur district. While we discuss in the sample method, you just remember the picture of sample method. That population, 10 members of population, there we selected only 5 people, 5 individuals. That 10 is what? Population or census method. That 5 is what? That 5 is nothing but sample. Here also, so population is what? That is all agricultural laborers. Where? That is in Churachandpur district. And what is sample? Sample is nothing but in that all we choose or we selected only 10%. Okay, among these 10% of the agricultural laborers in Churachandpur district is what? Sample. Okay, but how will you get the population and sample? That is with the help of research problem. Okay, so this is what? Census method and sample method. Most of the surveys are sample surveys. Now we'll discuss about what are the merits of sample survey method. First one, economical. Sample survey method, it is most economical because here we have not to collect all data. Instead of getting data from 5,000 farmers, we get it from 50 to 100 only. That much enough. But in census method is not like that. There we need to collect even 5,000 farmers data also. So that's why sample method, it is a economical. Second one, less time consuming. As number of units is only a fraction of the total universe, then time consumed is also a fraction of total time. That means as comparing to your total universe means what? Population or census method. There we need to collect each and every units of the population. But in the sample survey method, we need to collect only few items or few data, so that it takes very less time as well as the less expenditure. Third one, reliable. If sample is taken judiciously, the results are very reliable and accurate, because here we can observe that we can easily, within a shorter period of time, with accurately collect the informations, as well as the informations, it is as well as we can collect the information as much as possible, as well as we can collect the information quick, so that here data become reliable. And next one, organizational convenience. As samples are taken and the number of units is smaller, the better or trained enumerators can be employed by the organization. That means here trained as well as skilled enumerators, they can collect the informations as much as possible, so that it is very convenient. These are all the merits of a sample survey method. Then next we'll discuss about what are the demerits of or disadvantages of a sample survey method. First one, wrong conclusion. Second one, need for subject specific knowledge. Third one, changeability of sampling units. And last one, personal bias. Here we can observe that in the demerits part, sample method, here we can get the wrong conclusion, because here we are not meet each and every individuals, and we are not collect the informations from each and every individuals. Here we collect only few unit of people. Here we collect data from only few individuals, so that individual's data are not suitable. It may lead wrong conclusion. Next, second one, need for subject specific knowledge. That means under the sample survey method, so even though trained enumerators also required a specific subject knowledge. Third one, changeability of sampling units. That means here, with the help of few sampling units, we cannot determine the result, so that it is possibility to change the sampling units. And last one, personal bias. In the sampling method, here it is, we can observe the personal bias while collect the informations. So these are the demerits of a sample survey method. Okay students, in the next episode we'll continue further new topics.